The pitch. Somm takes an outside fastball off the plate for ball 1. Somm's average dwindling after a hot start. .224 average with 2 home runs and 8 batted in. The pitch. Swing and a high pop fly off the right side foul. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Cardinal catcher. Somm was slotted in as last year's primary DH in a breakout 2024, though he did miss some time with an injury as the 1-1 is a called strike at 94 miles an hour with the fastball. And even after a rough summer, the coaching staff is very high on Somm's potential. The 1-2. Somm lines one into left field, base hit. He reached down for the low curveball and steered it right past Gallagher, and Somm has a leadoff single. So Stanford hopefully on their way to answering for that solo home run in the bottom of the first. Here in the second, it's 1-0 North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Here's Brady Reynolds now, powerful left-handed batter. Yesterday went 2 for 4 with a walk and 3 runs scored. The first pitch in the dirt inside. Stevenson very casually backhanded that and tossed a new baseball back to Knapp, the pitcher. 1-0. Knapp working from the stretch for the first time. First base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high drive center field. Fairly deep. Kepley ranges back toward the warning track at the wall. He leaps and makes the catch. Kane Kepley stands 5'8", but he leaped up like he was 6'5". And he brought that back with the wind behind it. Out number 1. So now here's J.J. Moran. Somm at first with 1 man out, 1-0 North Carolina after the home run robbery that took away a possible Cardinal lead. First pitch fastball up and away to Moran, ball 1. Moran making his first collegiate start, the freshman out of San Diego, a number 23 shortstop last year for the state of California. He was one of a few guys in the mix for the starting spot this year. The pitch. Strike 1 call, 94 on the outside corner. But with stiff competition, Dave Esker mentioned preseason that there were too many shortstops in too few positions. And Moran ended up being the odd man out to start the year, but in starting at third base today. The pitch. Strike 2 call on the inside corner. And that's really what you have to do at any level of baseball when you're given an opportunity. You got to capitalize on it as a player. Moran's certainly capable of doing so. 1 for 2 in his first 2 college at-bats. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the outside fastball, and there are 2 gone in the second inning. So Somm, after getting the leadoff single, has remained at first. 2 gone, Stanford trailing 1-0 to Carolina. And here's Timo Becerra. Timo's the guy who won the starting shortstop job this past year. Shortstop by trade out of Clovis, California. 2 for 4 last night with a double and a couple of runs scored. First pitch. Outside for ball 1, 93 miles an hour. North Carolina 1, Stanford 0. Here in Chapel Hill, Stanford trying to win the series against the number 4 ranked Tar Heels. Becerra looks down, adjusts his cardinal red batting gloves, and digs in back of the box. Somm shuffles off of first with Stokely holding. The rest of the infield straight up. The pitch. Outside and high with 94. And it's 2-0 on Becerra. Right-hander against right-hander. Knapp trying to pitch through the leadoff base runner. Here it comes. Called strike 1. Timo checked his swing, held up, but it was Blake Felix's called strike anyways. So 2-1 the count to the Cardinals shortstop. Here's the set. Here's the stretch. Swing and a miss. Powered 93 right by him for strike two. And Knapp looking for back-to-back strikeouts to close down this top of the second. Becerra digs back in. Black elbow guard on his left arm, and he waits for the pitch. Swinging in a fly ball foul along the right side. Count holds at 2-2. Becerra up with Ethan Hotz to follow. Som shuffles off of first. Big hole in the right side with the second baseman Vandenbrink shaded toward the middle. Knapp steps off. Wipes his mouth with his Carolina blue sleeve of the white jersey. If you look at Knapp's jersey, he has the letter C for captain embroidered in Carolina blue above the letters across his jersey. Graduate student, a leader for this Carolina team. The pitch. Curveball down. Becerra did not chase, and though the Chapel Hill crowd wanted it, it runs the count full. So Som, a catcher and not a fast runner, now has a head start on a possible base hit. Becerra holding his bat even with his letters. Readies. The payoff. There goes Som. Swinging a line drive to right field. It's falling, and in comes Bass to make the chest-high catch.
Io Manor alone to the left, Mosley near side right. Lamson waves both tight ends from right to tight left of the formation. The Syracuse transfer claps his hands, has the football, room going left. He runs for a first down inside the 25. He collides with Io Manor, his lead blocker, at the 23-yard line before he's marked down at the California 22. Lamson had all kinds of room coming off the left edge, and one wrong move may have cost him 6 points as Troy Taylor squats on the sideline in frustration. So this third quarter drive continues. Stanford up 14-7 as they try to snap a 3-game skid against Cal in big game 127. Daniels returns to quarterback from the shotgun. Two tight ends balance the formation. 1st and 10 Stanford from the 22. Daniels takes a high snap, gun run to Micah Ford, left hash, jump cuts right at the 20 before he's bounced after a short gain by Teddy Buchanan. Buchanan, the senior linebacker, transferred from UC Davis. He grew up in the Bay Area, and Stanford was actually a finalist for his services back when he first entered the portal. And since he's joined their arch rival, all he's done is place second in the ACC in tackles, along with being a focal point of this Justin Wilcox defense. So 2nd and 7 from the California 19. Davis Jr. in the backfield and Daniels back pocket. A single receiver spread out either side, one right, one left. Quick snap and a handoff to Chris Davis Jr., who glides over the left guard and plunges forward to the 16-yard line before he's stacked up and pushed backward between the far numbers and the hash mark. Buchanan was there again to bowl him over, along with Marcus Harris, the senior transfer out of Oregon State. 10.5 to play in the third quarter. Stanford up a touchdown. This crowd has packed the house at Memorial Stadium. They crescendo on 3rd down. Daniels alone in the gun, right arm tattooed down to his wrist. Quad receiver is right. Io Manor, his favorite target, left. Snap on 3rd and 4. Daniels peeks left. Quick toss caught by Io Manor. Turns inside at the 10 and is spun down at the 8-yard line. That's Io Manor's second catch of the drive. And Daniels, with 3 straight completions, has now snapped a 1-for-5 dry spell in quarter number 2, in which Stanford were shut out. 6 plays, 50 yards on the third quarter opening drive for the Cardinal, and they're 8 yards from Pager, trying to extend to a 2-touchdown lead. Micah Ford in the backfield staggered left. Bachmeyer and Mosley are spread right. 1st and goal. Daniels motions forward, takes the hip-high snap, play fake. Daniels keeps it, cuts right, and bludgeons right into Hunter Barth at the far sideline, where he's escorted out after a 2-yard gain. Hunter Barth making his 2nd consecutive start in the absence of Cade Uluave, one of many missing pieces injured for California and their number 1 ranked scoring defense in conference. So second and goal from the Golden Bears 6-yard line. Ball on the left hash mark. Daniels moving back under center. Two receivers stacked tight either side. Micah Ford 5 yards behind him in the backfield. Farrell motions across. Daniels hands it off to him. Jet sweep left. Farrell spiraled out of bounds and thrown backwards on the far sideline after a 1-yard loss. That didn't work very well. Bryce Farrell back for his 5th year, one of the few touches he's gotten all season. His forward progress marks back at the line of scrimmage. A California special teams mistake started the drive, and Stanford have 3rd and goal from the Cal 6-yard line. Two receivers either side, Ford in the backfield on Daniels' left hip. 14-7 Stanford in big game 127. Daniels takes from center, pump fakes right, in the pocket, steps up, freezes, has to scramble outside, escapes an outstretched arm at the 20, rolling right, sprinting down to the 15, near sideline 10, lowers his shoulder at the 5 where he's bottled up and hammered by a pair of navy blue jerseys. Hunter Barth was there again, and he needed every bit of his 230-pound frame to save a touchdown.
Daniels scrambles down to the 3-yard line. He gets 3.
4th and goal from the 2. Stanford brings in Lamson for the 2nd time this drive. He stands in the huddle with the red figure 8 on the back of his white jersey. Micah Ford, left of the formation. The only man in the backfield is Benji Blackburn, the freshman tight end. What will Troy Taylor do on 4th and goal? Lamson takes the snap, pitches back to Ford. Now he lobs for the end zone. Caught by Mosley. Touchdown, Stanford. A trick play touchdown for Emmett Mosley, his 4th in 2 games. And Stanford extends their 3rd quarter lead to 20-7 in the extra point coming up.
The graduate transfer out of Tulane flicks the wrist and knocks down free throw number 1. Sion James, 6'6", 220 pounds, out of Sugar Hill, Georgia. Standing at the free throw line. Flag on the near side. Malik Brown on the opposite end. Second shot up, that's good. Duke perfect from the line. They have a 13-10 lead. Still 15-18 to play. Full court press on for Ryan Agrawal, handling hip high. Knippel shuffles to guard him, leaving him some room, waiting for him to make a mistake. Here he is crossing the timeline. Scoops it left-handed to Jalen Blakes. Right in front of Cooper Flagg. Blake's only standing 6'4". Gives it up for Maxime Reynaud. He hands off Sellers. Brown switches on to guard him. He pulls up straight on triple. Nothing but net. And Stanford ties the game with 14:54 to play, 13 apiece. Duke quick in transition right to left. Rifles far side, Knippel. Fakes, drives on Kamen. Redirect pass, Proctor. Open for 3. Cat. Duke has shot very well from outside the 3-point line. 37% as a team. As Stanford brings it left to right, trying to get those 3 points back down 3. Hand off Jalen Blakes. He can shoot but doesn't. Malik Brown watching him. Skips it, Maxime Reynaud. Frenchman holding it over his head with James in his shadow. Turns up, floater, hits the back rim. Rebound knocked away from Kamen. Out of bounds, baseline right. Kamen got his hand to it, so Duke brings it back right to left. This Blue Devil defense, 3rd best as a team in the country, and the 5th best offense in the country, has propelled them up the leaderboards, 1st in the ACC, and a 21-3 overall record. Right to left they move, led by Sion James, the former Green Wave turned Blue Devil. Cooper Flagg drives inside on Kamen. Lefty scout right over him. Banks home. They're making short work of Aiden Kamen when he switched in on defense, in for Donovan Young. And Stanford brings it left to right. The remaining 4 starters still on the floor. 13:56 to play, 18-13 Blue Devils here at Cameron Indoor. Inside the logo, Sellers finds Jalen Blakes inside Kamen. Goes up top, wants an alley-oop on Reynaud, but it's knocked away by Knippel. And Sion James brings it right to left in the all-whites. Flying inside, Flagg runs right in to Ryan Agrawal and draws the blocking foul.
Agrawal slow to get up there, but on his feet again. Duke playing extremely physical, and the pace of the game has definitely picked up since that timeout.
Cooper Flagg, 6'9", 205 pounds, really moves. He is not lumbering around, he is flying. As Knippel checks out, and Mason Gillis checks in, the Big Ten 6th man of the year last year and transferred from Purdue. Floats a pass to Cooper Flagg on the inbound, attacking the basket to our right. He tries the triple and buries it. 21-13, Blue Devils storming out of the break.
and Stanford calls timeout with 13:36 to go in this first half.